Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. Let's play FarmSim25. Welcome back. So this is still day one of the farm, and I've been doing quite a few things. Most recently, I emptied the fertilizer out of the fertilizer spreader, and I filled it with lime. So we have this entirely topped off with lime, and we're going to lime our two fields here. That's the first thing we're going to do, but I also thought I'd show, whoops, we're going to save the game first. I have been doing quite a few contracts, and currently what I have running is, that's the wrong place, isn't it? Contracts. Well, I have a fertilizing one that just finished, so I'm going to go ahead and collect that. And then I have one where I'm using the least harvester, and it's running down here. It's going to probably have a little more than one full load. We're going to grab that contract, and I'm still holding out hope that maybe a big one will pop up, but I haven't really seen that yet. The 2,800 to hoe this field, that is not a bad deal. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and grab that one right now before we lime our field, because this should be something I can farm out, no pun intended, to a worker. Okay, so hoeing, that all looks good. And I want to say borrow items. I do not have the necessary items here, so it's important to borrow them in this case. They're waiting for me at the shop. Now you can have up to 3 active contracts, and I've been maxing that out a little bit so far today with trying to get as much revenue in as possible. I think we can maybe see the revenue that I've been able to generate. So finances, if we come down here, there should be contract income. Yeah, I've made 15,000. Oh, yeah, 15,000 in contracts. So I'm pretty pleased with that. That's not nothing, right? I'm paying a lot in wages as well. That's something to pay attention to. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with that. We can look at some of our other costs and purchases over time, but for now, that's the important one, and I wanted to call out. So I think this is not running right now. Oh, I do have it running. We're going to turn that off. We're going to jump over here. This is the store. And let's see, we're going to want the weight on the front and the cultivator on the back. This is a nice little tractor. If you're ever unsure what you're in or what a piece of equipment is, if you have that information mod added, it will show you what it is. It's run it by me, and this is the John Deere 6R 165. So that's helpful. When I'm doing contract work, I like to lease the equipment a lot because, or borrow it, I guess is what it says. It gives me the opportunity to try something out, and I don't have to buy it. So I think that's a good plan. And let's see, we need to go over to 25. That's not too far away. I know where 25 is. 25 is along the creek. You have to be a little careful in how you plan to get there, if I recall. It's kind of 2 ways to get there. Get in our lane over here. I try to obey the rules of the road when I'm capable. When I'm driving the combine, it's not quite so easy. This looks like a really big weeder or cultivator. I guess this is for weeding, so it's and that's the field up there. And we're just going to set this guy to work. In fact, I might have been able to do it without driving it here. I hadn't even thought of that. Go ahead and start unfolding it. Big piece of machinery. Now watch it say, can't find field. It didn't do that this time. That's good. Okay, here's the combine running, and it's more than half full at this point, so we will have to pay attention to that. Here's the wagon I have set up to pick up the material that it is harvesting. There it is. And then we have this filled with lime. So let's go ahead and restart the engine here and get this guy going. We'll start on field 46 because that's the one I definitely want to look into seeding today before the end of the day. It is 2 in the afternoon, so do kind of have to be mindful of the time. I don't want to be doing this stuff after dark. I initially was going to set up as one of my rules that I wouldn't take a contract after a certain time of day, and then I discovered that the contracts actually can show up later in the day. It isn't something that's just at the start of the day they're all listed. So I decided against that. But in the long run, I do kind of want to make sure that I'm done by dusk. Don't like driving around at night. And let's just see if he'll do his thing if I hit H. Looks like he will. So he'll be off to work on that. And we're just going to let him go and do his thing. A little weird that he's not getting the edge there, but I wonder... Yeah, I have a feeling I know what that's about. So I don't think the lime spreads at the same distance as fertilizer would. And I think that might be what we're seeing here. It says no field detected. That's disappointing. So I'm not quite sure what it thinks it's doing. Let's see what happens here in a couple of passes, and if it's really far off, we might start again. Or yeah, I see that should catch that space there that it missed. So this is not having it right now. Let's try this again. So what I can do is manually adjust that work width, and that might take care of the problem for us. Let's see. Getting to see some of the deformation of the ground there. I think that's fairly impressive from a video game perspective anyway. Okay, so well, I need to be on the field, I think, to be able to talk to the AI at all. So we're going to want to go about here, and I think what I'll do, hold down H, AI worker, and let's set this to 18. And see what he does. Okay, let's stop and let's set it to 16. That looks like 16 will probably get it done. There we go. Still just a couple of passes, so that's not the worst thing. One more try. I probably meant to say 14 now that I think about it, because 16 is total. I want it to, yeah. My bad. That's the total width, and I was thinking, oh, let's take 2 meters off, so it's 4 meters total that needs to come off. I didn't think that through. You know what, I'm going to make it smaller until it's wanting to add another lane. Because it's the number of passes, it's going to use the same amount, right? So I don't really care about exactly getting it perfect. I just want to do it in the fewest passes necessary. And so I'm realizing I can just kind of watch and see there it's starting to add another pass. So We'll go up here to 12.5. We'll tell it that's the width, and that should give us full field coverage. It's really what I'm trying to get to, so. I might have held it down too long. Nope, there we go. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna obsess over it while he's doing it otherwise. So this is going pretty well. He's 80% done already. Hoeing goes very quickly. The tools can be run at pretty good speeds. And so that makes hoeing a very nice way to grab some cash when you need to do that, because you can just fly right through those. Down here, yes, his grain is full. He's going to have to go unload. We're going to back him up. I will bring the wagon over to him. But I don't want to drive through the crop. Once we get a lot of this first day stuff out of the way, I'm probably going to just play a few days on my own without recording every last moment of it, and we'll see if we can find a happy medium on what I end up recording and what I just do to kind of advance the game. I think watching fields be harvested and just watching it go, it could be, you know, I think at times it's a very peaceful thing, but I don't know that I'd want to do that for hours at a time. So and that other contract just finished. Here we're almost empty. There it is. So we'll get out of his way. Oh, that I didn't need that to happen, but it is what it is. Okay. Just come sit somewhere that should be out of the way. Kill the engine. Jump back in this guy. Pipe in and H to get him started. While that's going, we will complete that other contract. Another $2,000. There we go. FarmSim25 needs fertilizing. That pays a little bit. And here's a crop of wheat that could be harvested. Since I'm renting the harvester, I do want to try to maximize its use. So depending on how much longer it takes for this particular one to finish, I'm probably going to grab that one as well. Where is that field? 24 up here. Okay. And just looking to see if there's anything else exceptionally lucrative that I'm in the mood to do. Probably it's going to be this one, but I want to finish my fields first with regards to that. This guy is still going. Let's see what he does here. He's going to back up and get that corner. Yes, he is. Awesome. And he even turned it off there for a moment, didn't he? So the next question is, what do we plant? And if we're going to do it right now, and maybe I should wait until next month, and then I have some options. I could do wheat, barley, or canola. The only thing I can plant today would be canola. Could do poplar. This is not something that I will probably work. Poplar, I wasn't interested in that. I'm not going to plant grass right now. I don't need to. And oilseed radish is not a crop that you harvest. It's a crop you plow under to fertilize a field. So it's a cheap way of fertilizing, and I will take advantage of that. In fact, since I'll be renting a seeder, I'll probably do that on my second field. I was thinking what I'll do is plant either wheat or canola in this field, 46, that we're working right now, and then let the other one just sit until June or July. I'm sorry, that's not accurate. Yes, that is accurate. Till March, and plant oats in it and see how oats go. Oats has a pretty short growing cycle, right? You plant it in March, you harvest it in July or August. That's not bad at all. We're in August right now, and that would probably be the one I would go with. Soybeans usually is a really good crop as well. Not a horrible other option. And if we were to turn off the seasons, we can pretty much plant anything whenever we want. And that's something to note. So this becomes more complicated by leaving on the seasons. Now in the area I live, we tend to get two seasons of harvesting out of a field, depending on what the farmers are deciding to plant. We do a lot of corn in the area. We do a ton of soybeans in the area. I haven't seen a lot of canola, not in my immediate area, but there's a really good chance that it's out there a little further west of me. I know that driving through the plains, and I'm sorry, I guess the rest of the world refers to it as the Midwest, like Ohio and Pennsylvania and Indiana. I've seen fields of canola planted out that way, and it can be a very beautiful crop when it's about to be harvested, so, or at least at some point during its growing cycle. Of course, Sting wrote a song about barley, right? So, fields of barley, fields of gold. All right. Jay has completed his task. That is the combine. So the combine's done. That is great. Let's bring this guy up there, empty the combine, and then we'll send the combine straight over to that other field. And we'll otherwise deliver this crop. Got to start the engine to open the pipe. And I'm probably going to miss. It's going to empty anyway, though. That's good. Just barely fit in there. Wow, this discount wagon was nice and cheap. I probably should have settled for the slightly smaller version, I'm realizing, but that's okay. So we'll close up the pipe. We will fold up the harvester and jump out of here, jump into here. Actually, I don't even need to be in it, do I? Just need to send it. I'm going to get him close. Actually, it's just right over here, isn't it? Oh, I think it's going to go up here. So let's check that contract to make sure. No, it's going to the grain elevator. Okay. So that's by the house. That's by our fields, which are just off screen here. Excellent. That I can do. So let's go look at harvesting again, and field 24, way up there. I'm going to go ahead and take that one. We have the equipment, so accept contract. And then I'm going to send, okay, he's done. Man, I got juggling a few things here all of a sudden, but that's okay. That's good. That's money coming in. That's fields we can buy in the future. So we're going to grab the harvester, set destination. He's going to go to field 24 right here. Goodness. Probably going to, yeah, we'll put him on this road here, and then I'll figure it out once we're there. Position blocked or unreachable. Okay. Well, maybe I will just tell him to work the field. Let's see if that works. That's not the one I want. I want the other one. Come on. There we go. That's the one I want. Create job. We'll see if we can get him to do field work. It may not allow him to go with the header on. It's something that I thought about one of the reasons you might want to have the trailer is so that you can have them automatically move around. Let's see if he does that. He may not. In the meantime, we will take the grain to the grain elevator. And I'm going to show you a little trick here that I think is important to know about. Yeah, Jay can't get to the target right now. I'm going to have to drive it up there for him. That's okay. Like I said, I kind of expected that might be the case since he has the header on. That's the reason to have the header trailer, because you can just have him drive up there and he'll go just like any other transport vehicle. So if he's pulling it, but if he has the header on, it gives you a message that he's not in transport mode or something like that. All right, so in the interest of getting a couple of things going here at once, I'm going to jump over here, start this guy up, get him on the other field, liming that, get him done with his job for the day. Let's not run over that guy though. We'll go around him. Now, if you recall, we modified this field by adding a stripe there with the plow. So I'm kind of excited to see, I haven't done this yet, I'm excited to see how well it figures that out and does what we would expect it to do, or want it to do, I suppose, as it works through here. Goodness, I'm really having some steering problems there. So once again, we're going, okay, it's still at 12.5. We're just going to stick with that. Drop it to 12. It does not add an extra row. Potentially I could expand it and it would go back down a row, but I'm okay with one extra pass. I'm happy to eat that cost. So, okay, now let's see. Now this is a field that, if you recall, it wouldn't plow for me on its own. I'm thinking this should work. Yeah, there it goes. So like I said, it isn't the field itself, it's the implement that it's trying to use on the field that seems to sometimes be problematic. This guy, I'm going to go ahead and start moving him. Yeah, let me get him started, and then we'll go back and do the thing with the crop that we're going to deliver. We'll take a look at how that works and a little trick you can do there. We're going to wrap this up right here, but we'll start the next episode exactly in this spot. So thank you for joining me, and please consider a like and a subscribe, and until next time, fair travels.